Now we've seen Atiku come outside to attack President Tinubu for what? For sabotaging innocent motor. He said it's high time Tinubu drop his policy and focus more on buying Nigeria-made goods and products. He said what? Why has Tinubu not sold his Escalade and his Rolls Royce for what? For innocent and not. He said enough is enough. If Nigeria economy should grow, that we should what? Focus on our own homemade product. What's your take as a guy?
I can tell you that it is purely a social and economic attack on the Igbo businessmen from the southeast extraction. And there's this news too that we are hearing that Igbos cannot be president in Nigeria because they have produced a lot of billionaires. They cannot be president, that if eventually they are being handed over presidency to, it means they will overrun everything about Nigeria. People that have not been president before and you are giving them presidency, it means in less than 6 months, 1 year, they have brought everything that has to do with Nigeria identity. Is that the reason why Igbos cannot be president? Is that the reason why other religions and other political elites are campaigning that don't bring power close to these people? If you're able to bring power close to the people, then it means you vertically, morally, socially, politically, the only thing they feel that the Igbo doesn't have is just the political power. But unknowingly to them, they don't know that we have enough of it. Social and economic attack on the Igbos will not do Nigeria any harm. Irrespective of that, you can see how Nigerian government has been using all manner of economic policies to squeeze Igbo businesses to that level. I remember under Buhari, he never did anything. Under this man they call Tinubu again, we are experiencing massive manhunt to clamp down on Igbo businesses. To an extent, they were even threatening some powerful Igbo businessmen, who have relocated their businesses in different areas in the eastern part of the country to relocate to the west, southwest here, or Lagos, or have their licenses shut down. You can see the kind of attack they get to e-money. You can see where we saw the same thing on Thomas Okoya's children doing the same thing e-money was accused of. So what are we talking about? Innocent that started with only 3,000 naira in 1980s or late 70s. I can tell you. I can have also one of people that.
Do you think that the Nigerian government don't trust him enough to at least run or do business with him? Do you think because an Igbo man they don't trust him?
When they were busy importing, buying, look at, he was busy. He got contract from Sierra Leone, he got contract from Gambia, he got contract from Ghana. The Nigerian government have never been able to look at the local content and manufacturers themselves, at least to be able to build our local economy. They are talking about foreign, but still we have powerful hands manufacturing a sector, industry in the eastern part of the country that has these people do these things alone. You don't patronize them. Thank God that the Northerners are talking now. I don't know whether their talk is political, motivated, or just purely, a kind of sentiment to bring Igbos to seek for Northern Igbo alliance this time around to unseat Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But I can give you that anybody that is singling innocent, look at the attack that came under Buhari against innocent. We saw what GTB Bank and the rest of them did after that time. He stood his ground. Look at the issue of APs too. Onyema, we saw all these things. Now Onyema has the biggest and the largest fleet of sophisticated plane, new passenger plane in the country, and still they are not doing anything about it. These are people who struggle on daily basis without government intervention, without government providing any form of waiver or palliative to them. Every woman, yes, if you are saying that Igbos are billionaires, have produced more billionaires according to whatever record you have, I want to agree to an extent, but that they are not qualified, they should not be given presidency because they have produced enough billionaires. What is the justification for that? It's worth over $10 billion today. He never borrowed from anybody. He never borrowed from anybody. He is the first indigenous car vehicle manufacturing company brand in Nigeria, which is supposed to be like all the whole 36 state governors are supposed to be buying whatever vehicle. Senators just encourage him. But because as an Igbo man, you know the factor is playing. Everything is playing. Igbophobia in the economic sector. Igbophobia is in social sector. Igbophobia in political sector. Igbophobia everywhere. But still, I can't put your one. I cannot use the word of Igbo land. I'm talking of innocent Chukwuma, who has built his business based on trust. Look at what Soludo did to the young man in Anambra. Demolished his company, Innocent Motors, did all manner of things. You know, yes, because these people are working not for the interest of the people. I want to see senators in Nigeria. Anywhere body bodies or Carlo, Benjamin or Carlo or whatever, and this man they call up Abio, they are that. Well, what are they doing there? Can they mandate that every vehicle used by government officials must come from the first indigenous car manufacturing brand? Now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is trying to see how he's going to use the same thing where he did to Dangote and shut Innocent Motors down, bring him back to Lagos or relocate him back to Lagos. But they cunningly. That's why the Hausas are afraid of them anytime, any day. But this one have taught them a lesson. When they cited Dangote refinery, they didn't know that we are building it for Odua Republic. But unfortunately, Dangote did not realize that on time, because they feel that the Yoruba Alliance is trendy, is working. But what has happened now? The North are seeking Igbo Alliance at this point in time. But I can tell you that only Anambra State alone, loses 50 to 60 billion naira on daily basis for just Monday sit at home. To tell you the kind of GDP. What is Lagos?
So who is the cause of this now? Who is the cause?
No, I'm telling you now. I'm telling you. Apart from the federal presence in Lagos, everybody say Lagos, Lagos. You know who told you that Tinubu built Lagos? This is the former capital. Everyone, virtually all the resources was, invested in this place, for years, and the leverage on that, everybody shout. What are people that have never benefited anything from the federal government? Still, they are being attacked socially. They are being attacked economically. Look at all the commercial banks in Nigeria currently today. If they don't have Igbo customer, that commercial bank will fold up. So this campaign to bring down and squeeze Igbos economically, politically, and socially has already been registered. And people are taking note of that. I want to use this medium to call on Obi Kubana them. You saw what happened to E-Money. Kubana, chief priest. At his birthday. Zenko, all of them, all these guys, yes, I like the statement that was credited to Kubana chief priest. He said whatever they did to E-Money, that is their business, but that they can tell them that Oba, Mary, Igbo youth in the next 5 years are going to produce a lot of billionaires times 200.
So another one, if they are eating on the Igbos, they will keep on prospering. That's what they're trying to say.
I don't know how Igbos get to the level where yes, I want to. I don't want to know how Igbos get to that level, but